We're going to win this, and we're going to win it bigger than than you ever thought imaginable. I want you to stop listening to this tripe, this nonsense. I want you to stop listening to this ridiculous, this recherche, blatteroon nonsense, prattle, prate, this logo-lalic lunacy. Do you hear what I say? Do you hear what I have to say? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me what I'm saying to you? Listen to me. Thank you, Van Banners. Thank you. They're going to throw everything at the world at you. They're going to say all this stuff about they're going to do this, that it's neck and neck, and she's co-opting. Don't believe any of this. I'm telling you. The numbers and the internals, from what I'm hearing, is causing these people to freak out. They own these rat bastards in the media who are going to tell you that, oh no, it's neck and neck. She's doing great. Keep it up, schmuck, because what you're doing is you're destroying any sense of urgency. You're destroying a sense of urgency. You understand what I'm saying? You're telling your supporters, don't worry about it. We got this one. Hey, don't worry. You never, ever, ever tell your supporters, we got this one. We're doing great. No problem. Not to worry. It doesn't work like that, my friend. It doesn't work like that. So I want you to sit tight. We've got good news, only if you want good news. Uncle Lenny's here, and it's a Saturday night, and we do have somebody, you and me and you and a dog named Boo. My friends, remember, please ensure that you are listening, that you are subscribed to Lionel Nation. I'm telling you right now, so many times they try to unsubscribe you, and it's the damnedest thing. Get ready. This is a night for your excitement, and all we want for you to do is to open your minds, open your heart, open your soul, look what's going on, and rejoice, because these people are so stupid. They think they're believing it. We've got it. We've got it. And absent stealing it, just stealing it, figuring out the hell with it, we're going to win this. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Keen? Keen says, Mr. Al, I'd love to know your thoughts on New York City governor candidate and his issues and how they may or may not impact DJG in North Carolina. Thanks. We will talk about that. But first, dear friends, I ask you to listen carefully to this important, this critical, and this necessary word from our sponsor. There's a revolution happening right now above our heads. It's about to make silver more precious than ever. The sun's power is taking over the world. It's growing so fast, it'll be the biggest source of electricity by the 2030s. Solar. Listen carefully. Here's the kicker. Every single solar panel needs silver to work. We're talking about a silver paste web in every panel, turning sunlight into power. Smart investors are already making their move, and that's where Noble Gold Investments comes in. With a silver IRA, you can surf this incredible wave of growth. It doesn't matter who sits in the White House or what Wall Street does, because solar power is unstoppable, and silver is its secret weapon. As the world goes green, your retirement could be going sterling silver. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers in 2024. Visit LionelNationGold.com. You may get up to 10 free brand new 1-ounce silver Trump coins. I love the sound of that. Or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar with every qualifying IRA. That's LionelNationGold.com. LionelNationGold.com. And remember, there's always a risk of investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind. All right, let's get down to brass tacks, my friend. Let me get down to brass tacks, and let me ask you what's going on here. You ready? Okay. You want to talk about this case? What about this, quote, controversy with Mark Robinson? CNN reports that Donald Trump returned. Let me see if I can give you this. You always got to go to the negative, to the enemy side. Trump returned Saturday for a campaign rally. In North Carolina, where the former president is confronting a mess he played a key role in making in the critical battleground state. You believe it? CNN reports that the Republican nominee for governor, Mark Robinson, whom Trump has repeatedly compared to Martin Luther King Jr., declined to drop out of the race by Thursday's deadline, ignoring calls to do so from the NAACP, North Carolina newspapers, and the editorial boards, and some congressional Republicans. That pressure followed the CNN report detailing his inflammatory history of comments on a porn website's message board. That's right, Robinson, the current North Carolina lieutenant governor, referred to himself as a black Nazi, expressed support for reinstating slavery, made repeated graphic sexual comments, and more. The Trump campaign did not invite Robinson to the former president's rally Saturday in Wilmington, and Trump made no mention of the lieutenant governor's remarks. Now, let me ask you. You know this. You're smart. You sound like Fredo. I'm smart. Come on, Mike. You're my kid brother. I'm smart. I'm smart. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Show of hands. Do you think this matters? What the hell difference does this matter? Show of hands. George B. Crypto Domini says, we love you right back, Mr. and Mrs. L. Madley. Thank you, Crypto CD. Does this matter, yes or no? What? This is what Trump said. Don't bring it up. Who cares? With all the freaks and all the lunatics, this is nothing. Who gives a rat's ass? Keep moving on. Ignore it. Don't even dignify it. I'm here to talk about making America great again. You guys are showing some serious kind of desperation. If you're linking me to this, what the hell does this have to do with anything? I came here to talk about this country, how to make America great, and how to make the border secure, and how to lower crime. That's what I want. Do you agree or not? Do you agree or not? Who cares? Nobody cares about this. Nobody. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Nice try. And if he changes, say, I'm here to talk about me. I don't know about that. Whatever. I'll let you figure it out. But I'm here to talk about what matters. So the great people of North Carolina, to you and me and the rest of the country, this is absolute nonsense. Listen to what the president does some stuff, and he does some wonderful things which are terrific. Frank says, if Haitians are cannibals, then dogs and cats are just appetizers. Oh, hello. That's Frank, everybody. He just goes by the name Frank. This guy's so good. No names like, Frank, Frankfurter, Frank's for the memories, or no. Just Frank. I've known him and his wife for years. You're a good guy, my friend. All right. Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about the Trump in North Carolina. You want to hear him? Good.
To all sanctuary cities in North Carolina and all across our country.
That's what matters.
No more sanctuary cities.
That's right.
Uncle Sam, do you agree? Uncle Sam agrees. I had a feeling you would, right? You're great. As soon as I take office, we will immediately surge federal law enforcement to every city that is failing, which is a lot of them, to turn over criminal aliens, and we will hunt down, capture every single gang member, drug dealer, rapist, murderer, and migrant criminal that is being illegally harbored. Every one of the top 25 worst cities are Democrat-run cities. We will get them out of North Carolina, and we will send them home where they belong. I will ask Congress to pass a law outlawing sanctuary cities nationwide, and we will bring down the full weight of the federal government on any jurisdiction that refuses to cooperate with ICE and these are great patriots, ICE and Border Patrol, and our great Border Patrol.
Say it.
They're not allowed to do their job. They want to do their job. They're not allowed. Within 2 years, there will not be one single foreign criminal gang operated in North Carolina or anywhere else. You have a lot of gangs. Hate to say it, you have a lot of gangs in this state. Are there any gang members in the audience, please? Would you please raise your hand?
Raise your hand.
So that's the choice. Kamala Harris will fly criminal migrants into every one of your cities and towns. Did you see that? They're saying, well, we've decided to get tough on crime. You know, like 2 weeks ago, because they want to try and get some votes because they're not doing so good. This issue is not a good one for them. But did you see? And then we learned that they're flying them in beautiful, big, fat, beautiful Boeing aircraft, just like that one, with more seats, actually. I have fewer seats in mine than they do. But they fly them in with beautiful aircraft. They fly them all over the country by the hundreds of thousands. They're flying in over the border. So they don't want to stop them because they're continuing the flights into our country. I will get every migrant criminal out of our country, and I'll get them out fast. We have to. We have no choice.
This is what you talk about. So your question about Mark, who gives a? Who gives a? You can hear what I'm saying. Who gives a about this? Nice try. I don't give a damn. Let's talk about this. We see the buses all the time. We see the white buses. We've been seeing them Teterboro Airport, Westchester. Oh my God. What do you think? Springfield. Look at, anybody have a cat? Ever hear that? Ever hear that? Ever hear that cat do that noise? It's like, uh-oh, somebody's empingado. That's what they should be talking about. But no, they're going, what the hell do I care about? Comments made on a porn website? What? What are you talking about? For the love of God. It's nuts. George Keane says, Mark R. should say, if you have ever watched porn, you should vote for me. It's a secret ballot after all. At least Mark R. for correct bathrooms. Who cares? Just say, you mean to tell me you people, you sick, demented people, give a damn about what? About you care about porn? You're degenerates. You don't even know the difference between men and women. You think it's okay to troll and to bother and harass and groom children? And you're worried about this? Don't make me laugh. It's ridiculous. Crypto says, that was too much, Uncle Frank. Bruh. Thank you so much. Will Shamalama Dong attend Trump's inauguration? Nope. In fact, what will the human traffic czar do if Boeing goes down? Well, that's interesting. Interesting. Speaking about going down. Oh, wait a minute. Don't worry, folks. Trump is going to win bigly. Yes. I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you this right now. The only way is if they steal it. That's it. It's the only way. She's not going to win on her own. You know it, and I know it. These people are so goddamn stupid. They actually tell people, hey, we're doing great. Don't tell people better yet, do it. Andy Armour says free car seats for all and a crib for your crib. You are a wild man, sir. A wild man. Did you hear Trump? Isn't Trump magnificent? Did somebody say you want to hear more?
Knows that Kamala Harris cannot explain how she would make your life better because it's...
Oh, by the way, for the first time since 1960, Kamala has turned down the Al Smith dinner in New York. For the first time, a nominee since 1960. Hillary shows up. We'll talk about that in a moment. She's a coward. She is a jadrul. She is a coward, the likes of which I've never seen. Continue, Mr. President.
Really, her policies that have destroyed this country in the last 3 years. She was the border czar.
Yes.
Now she says she wasn't the border czar. It doesn't matter. She was in charge of the border, put there by sleepy Joe Biden. He wanted to go to the beach. She said, I don't have time. I got to go to the beach and sleep. Who the hell sleeps on camera? You have cameras watching. I don't want to ever fall asleep on live television. Kamala Harris cost your family $28,000 in higher prices last month. Alone, she lost, think of this, last month they lost, in this country, 438,000 full-time jobs. That's a government number, including 24,000 manufacturing jobs. That's last month. And the interest rates are lowered for political reasons, but they're also lowered because the country is not doing well. We would rather have you as president. Think of this. If you would rather have me as president or, okay, let's do this. Let's do a poll. You ready? Who wants Trump as president?
Tell me about, just explain to me the magnificence of this. Do you hear this? Can you imagine Kamala doing this? Can you imagine this? Can you imagine this Ramalama Ding Dong? Have you ever heard her? Have you heard her latest? Have you heard her latest? Seriously.
We are not going back. We are not going back.
Brother,
we are not going back.
No way.
We will not go back.
No way ain't going back. No way, that motherfucker crazy. I know that's right. We ain't going back, brother. My brother.
Brother, we are not going back.
I know that's right. We are always going back. No way. Homeboy, let's got it back to mama crib.
We are not going back. We are not going
We ain't
back.
gonna go back.
We will not go back.
Ain't going back. Ain't
Brother,
going back.
we are not going back.
That's right, baby.
We are not going back. We are not going
Ain't
back.
going back.
We will not go
Ain't
back.
going back. You hear me? Now look at these people behind her. That's just marvelous. That is just marvelous. Don't you love the way she does that black thing, the negritude, the negress voice from Gone with the Wind or whatever the hell. That's fantastic. I feel such a connection. Love it. I know she has no policy, but for God's sakes, that's the best she can do. That is the best she can do. And the word that keeps coming up, cringeworthy. Cringeworthy. She does these things that go into your soul and make you say, dear God, for the love of Jesus, stop. Look at this.
And it's great to be back in Madison.
What is it?
And you know I got some Madison cred, right?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I got some Madison cred. Is that crabs or crab? I don't know what that motherfucker crazy. I go crazy. I know that's right. I'm so happy to where am I? Madison. Where's that? Wisconsin? Yeah, baby. I know it. I won't be your. Who does this? People are saying, I thought this was over. I thought she stopped this. I thought somebody said, hey, Kamala, you gotta stop this. You gotta absolutely stop this. This is the most incredible. What the country needs is more Popeye laughing. Seriously, bruh. Working on my white pilling this weekend. Literally, love you and Mrs. L. Bigley. Thank you, Bobby Dowd. Bobby Dowd, ladies and gentlemen. George Keene says, First Post did a video about KH's multiple voices. It's a veritable, an endless melange. Assunta Madonni says, they're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats in Springfield. Kitty, kitty, come over to my truck. They are eating the kitties in Springfield, and this time you're out of luck. Well, there's a Haitian man chasing all the goats and the geese, and the kitties are running for their life. Well, they're eating the kitties in Springfield, and the strife. I'm working on this one. By the way, on the 26th, you know we're gonna go crazy with the music, just the music. I'm working on it right now. All of them in G. When she sounds like Butterfly McQueen, it's the goddamn thing I've ever seen, Kamala. Isn't that something? Doesn't it make? Can you believe that if all of a sudden somebody came on and said, "Listen to me, I'm so happy to be in every place to you, my friend Frank Pancho Villa. Your beautiful wife knows about the 350,000 children that got lost at the border thanks to the border czar." Absolutely. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. George Keane says, will you play the Marine rapper video about cat eat? I might, but I'm going to do my own. I'm always going to do my own. Thank you for a great show as always. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, this is just... What? Who cares? I mean, listen, I would love to have some very serious, like an Alan Jackson, George Strait. If we had, too bad the Hag isn't here, or even Toby Keith. Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, shitty. The rhyming schemes are incredible. You know, there was another thing, and this now my good friend Dom Luker, you know, he does a great site on X. I told you the other day that you have to listen to what people are saying in various areas, if you will. And this is Ellen and I we do our stuff. We did a Costco run today, and we're looking around and saying, do you think these people care anything? I mean, looking at these people who are buying things in bulk, do you think they care about inflation? Do you think things cost more or less under this administration? I mean, you're going to ask them. Crypto says blues country, bluegrass for the kiddies and pups. I'm working on it. I'm going to work on it. Anyway, Dom Luker put up this one. This was a morning. Let me see how he can explain. How did he describe this? Dom said, because he is privy to different. This was the Kamala Harris voter who went on the popular Fresh Hand Fit podcast. Fresh Hand Fit is going viral for saying she will be voting for Kamala for a particular reason. Now, remember this is bigger, with all due respect. And I love North Carolina, and I love you, and that's important. But I want to hear what we used to say, what the Soul Brothers are saying about this. And watch and listen carefully to this particular piece.
You voting for Kamala? Yeah, you are. Okay, cool. What is the main reason you're voting for?
Now watch.
We have the same birthday.
No, you wasn't supposed to say that. Oh, yeah, you was not supposed to say that after that one. I am definitely voting after that one.
Yeah, you wasn't supposed to say that, car. I ain't gonna lie.
No.
That's not.
We're doomed.
No.
You see that? That means more to me than anything when it becomes part of the collective patois to laugh. George Keane says it's worth the money for tickets to Cutting Room for Lionel Originals on the banjo. It's actually the guitar, but that's okay. You're still coming in 6.26 by 5. Literally, bruh. Thank you so much. I don't do any banjo. I'm just I do my gut bucket stuff, which I might be able to. I gotta find a better chair I can play for you, but I got these things here which will work on something. Okay, now, let me see what else I got for you. Oh, here we go. Listen, this was in 2018. This was in 2018. Now, she honestly sounded more lucid regarding the border, and she's on the border in this particular instance. She's at the border itself, right? She's at the border, and she seems to be speaking a little bit, dare I say, a degree more lucidly than we're used to, and it is pretty darn good. Let me let you hear this one. Let me let you get a load of this. This is I forget who she's talking to.
To secure the border, would you support?
This is MSD. Oh yeah. Now this is pretty good. Now I think this is 2018. I believe so.
I mean, clearly there is a problem with foreign fentanyl as part of the opioid crisis. Other things. There are people who've committed crime.
She's on some kind of border there. She's on some kind of border.
Who come across the border. What should we do to make the border stronger?
That's right, baby. I'm sorry, wrong. Pardon me. I didn't mean to go into that. Sorry. Pardon me.
We should first of all, let's be clear that
let's be clear. This is my favorite.
Many years, we had a net zero immigration issue. Mexico's economy was doing well. So a lot of this has been contrived, right?
We had a net zero, as you call it, because we had a freaking border. A border, you schmuck. We had a border that was protected, and the cartel members and these dirtbags didn't dare traverse or breach the border. That was the reason, you dingleberry. That was the reason, not because, well, things were okay in Mexico and are thriving. Maybe we'll go into this. Even then, but listen, she sounds a tad more lucid, even though she's full of...
Right, by this administration. Second, let's look at the responsibility that this agency has, the Department of Homeland Security.
This is Senator Kamala Harris, Senator from California. Listen.
There are important parts of his mission, such as what it should be doing around border and customs and border patrol.
Well, what do you mean? What should they be doing other than keeping illegals out?
As it relates to invasive species.
Invasive species. Now, hang on a minute. You're saying, no, hang on. What did she say? Species? No, she said invasive species. She's talking about the goddamn bugs and critters that come inside on your fruits and vegetables. See? You didn't know that, did you? She's talking about the goddamn bugs and the critters and the vermin and those pesky little things that get on your nanners and all that come on inside and screw things up. Girl's got a point. Listen to her.
Important parts of his mission, such as what it should be doing around border and customs and border patrol as it relates to invasive species.
The spacious. Now, she says spacious. Spacious, of course, means, stupid, silly, not well thought, underfunded intellectually, and that sort of thing. She's trying to say species, all right? But give her some credit.
I tell you, I have a lot of farmers in my state.
I got a lot of goddamn farmers here, and they say, Kamala, you better do something about these goddamn invasive species. You got that?
A lot of farmers in states throughout the country who are very worried about invasive species.
Yes, invasive species. The goddamn invasive species are coming around here, and you better do something about it. First one I do, nobody does a goddamn diddly squat about it. Got these invasive species, big old things coming like a cyclops coming across the thing, eating up all your raisins and crap. Oh, yeah, you laugh at her right now. Let me say something right now. She makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Across the border. And if we're not doing the work of putting resources into the border protecting fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables from them invasive species. Now, God damn it, you better do something about that. You're sitting here all you worried about these, but Pedro coming around here with his wife Marina and 5 kids with a serape with a handful of fentanyl and a dream. I'm worried about these goddamn invasive species. All right? You hear me? You heard me.
And things that come across the border that might otherwise threaten our cops. We're
come over our cops, because that goddamn invasive species come in there and they're going to go over our cops. They're going to go after you too. And then they get inside your britches and they're going to be like we call it pubic lice. That's right. Somebody's got to say it. Crab. We're talking crabs. Nobody talks about that now. But you got these goddamn bunch of invasive species, and you get them critters in your britches, you can forget it. And you can use all the quail you want or whatever you want. You better just set that thing on fire. And no Brazilian wax is going to help you. Take it from me, buddy. Those things will latch on, and because they're a goddamn invasive species. All right, that's what I want to know.
We're going to have a problem. It's a problem for our economy. It's a problem for the stability of this country.
Damn right.
I'd like to see them put the resources into that.
To fix those goddamn invasive species. That's the problem. All right? Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like you don't know what it. Don't look at me like you think I'm just making this up. Be surprised people call me and go, Kamala, what is it, baby? You better do something. I know. I don't know what's going on here, but like I'm doing rutabagas, I'm doing walnuts, and I swear to God, I've seen things before. I'm thinking to myself, if this is Lucifer incarnate, praise be to God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Let me see here. Here we go. Kelly says, thank you for a great show. I think we said that. Crypto said, yes, we did. I'm sorry. Let me see. 105 in Houston right now. She's not sitting down here. I don't believe so. Frank says, isn't it a matter of record that Oprah is I don't know. Pseudo? Is that what you're saying? I do not know this. Crypto says, that's her call slang. Charisse says, you are too funny, Lionel. I love all of your impressions and singing. LOL. Well, thank you, baby. I appreciate that as well. Marion Fagioli, thank you. The Suspicious. Talking loud and saying nothing. James Brown. That's right, buddy. That is right. You got a lot of time there, but a damn thing is out of right because you got your goddamn dangerous species coming in here and screwing up that. I like that farmers do. I bet you will say, you know what? I don't know what he's saying, but I love his passion. Speaking of which, let's go back a little memory lane, shall we? Remember this one?
Closed. The border is secure.
The border is secure.
And do you believe that the border is secure, sir?
No, it's not. I haven't believed it for the last 10 years.
You see, Joe is so mad at these bastards. He is so mad. Oh, Tren de Aragua is an invasive species. Absolutely right about that. Joe doesn't know. Joe is so mad. Joe hates these people. Did you see Joe the other day? Joe says, I'm doing the thing. I'm having it. You can't do it. What do you mean I can't do it? I'm having a cabinet meeting. You can have it. Oh, yeah? Tell me I can't have it. Tell me I can't have a cabinet meeting. You don't have any kind of meeting I want. What do you mean I can't have a cabinet meeting? Sure I can. This is the first time anybody's seen anything like this ever. It's unbelievable. Now, one more thing, by the way, before we forget. I got to tell you this one, too. You know how much I love the Diddy story. And on Lionel Legal, this is the greatest story in the world. Did you see all this? All this stuff that's coming out? How about Diddy on Kimmel?
Speaking of
This
love,
is love.
I saw a guy on the internet the other day who said he used to be your security guard, who said that when you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on a threesome and you were going to beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
Yo, this show has gotten crazier since the last time I No,
it's all about love, though. That's not true.
You really heard that? Nah.
What? Yeah, I watched it on the internet. You're telling me I can't believe everything I read?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Jimmy, I thought we was friends. Where did this?
Dead man walking. He's got more dirt on more people. Oh, you know they're going. You gonna do it? Yeah, okay. You gonna do it? Yeah, we're gonna do it. Okay, how you gonna do it? Well, first thing you can do is you gotta make sure. Do us a favor, yeah. Did you put out the the you know what watch the S? Yeah, good. Put that one out. Set the standard. Let people know about this. Now, this is also critical for you to know. Since 1960 in New York City, it has been absolutely 100% tradition that the Al Smith Award is the biggest deal this is put on by the Diocese of New York. This is the Al Smith. It's every single year a traditional event since major presidential. It's what everybody has done since the beginning of time. Since Fulton Sheen, Reagan did it, Carter. It is. You never miss it. Guess who's missing it? For the first time, she's going to be stumping somewhere or whatever. Listen to this great moment. And even when they're digging people, it's still cordial. Watch the greatest president of our lifetime stick it to Hill.
All of the heated back and forth between my opponent and me at the debate last night, we have proven that we can actually be civil to each other. In fact, just before taking the dais, Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me."
Look at Hillary. Look at this. What a sport. Good for her.
And I very politely replied, "Let me talk to you about that after I get into office."
This has been a part of American, just like the White House correspondence. It has been a part of everything. George King says, Al Smith dinner is too inside baseball, in my opinion. I don't know what that means. But to all of the folks, she's sending the message out to people who are involved in this, who have been watching this. She's basically saying, I'm the first person. While theoretically, if you believe this crap, she wants to debate. She wants another 3-on-1 debate with Trump. You shouldn't do it. She can't take it. Hillary Clinton is a psychopath and dangerous and ruthless and whatever it is. But she's smart. She's smart. I wouldn't want her for anything. Doesn't matter. Even she showed up. Everybody. But this is how low rent Miss Cackle. Hey, brother. Hey, baby. Go ahead. White tail. This is like things like Puxatawny Phil. Freedom says, none of us, including you, Lionel, will never be part of the big club. And by the F Hillary, Trump 2024, it's over for USA. Well, this is the old, George, thank you for that. This is the old George Carlin thing. I don't want to be a part of the big club. I don't want to be there. We don't have to be. You don't understand what I'm saying. The big club will do just fine without us. But let me tell you something, Freedom. What's the most important? They've got this new club I'd like to talk about, and it's the subject of tonight's subject. The subject of tonight's subject, which is spacious, how Elon and Trump pose existential threats to the deep state shadow government overlords. This is the biggest thing. Do you think Elon is a part of the big club? Now listen. This woman said, do you think somebody would have told her, Madam Vice President, you've got to go to this event. You are going to be the only person in 64 years ever, Hillary did it. You can't do this. Is it too white? Is it too Catholic? Is it too, what is it? You don't even know how to play the game. This is when, and so I disagree. This is not inside baseball. This says, is like, oh. And there's a lot of folks, big shots, big Democratic money folks, big time, huge money folks who are thinking, oh dear God, what a low life. Bobby Dow says, Kamala's neck reminds me of a frill neck lizard. You will need to excuse me. I have collard greens soaking in the bathtub. Thank you. Now, one thing, unfortunately, that I will not do. I will talk about her voice, her speech. And this is not directed at you, I thank you. What she says, what she doesn't say, but I will never talk about things like her neck or her face or her hand. You know what I mean? It's like when they were going after Hillary and her cankles, I said, no, don't do it. No, there's so much good. She wants you to deflect. She loves this. Make the joke personal. Make the joke about her being a woman. No, don't do this. I mean, we can do it because we're having fun. But when they do this out there, no, because then you're saying, oh, I see. So it's about her looks. So that's it. Because you weren't saying too much about Trump's looks. Orange face, orange this. No, believe it or not. It's one of those things. But Elon Musk, these people are so stupid. I told you my dream. I want the president to walk into a room and I'm sitting there, a place that he's never been to before. George says, I know you aren't big Norm Macdonald fan, but he was brave at a 1997 press club dinner. He said scathing jokes to the Clintons' face, huge cojones, worth a watch. It was okay. Don Imus did it too. Other people did it too. You're supposed to do that too. Now, let me seriously, and I love you. You think it's brave to go in front of a bunch of politicians to get your name out there and say something that's vicious or whatever it is? You think that's brave? There are people who are lining up for that. That's how brave it is. It's a no-brainer. Remember that woman one year? I forget what her name. Remember, honey, she had like that Debbie Wasserman Schultz hair. I only bring it up. I don't know what you call it, but like that greasy weave look. She was this actress with that kind of frizzy hair. Not actress. She was a comedian. I don't know who she was. She had a show for like an hour. Yeah. Right. She was this. Right. This is then one year they had who was it? Rich Little. Remember that when Rich Little they wanted to was it Bush or somebody who wanted they brought Rich Little in? I mean, with all due respect, and I love you to death, Norm Macdonald was okay, but they're making him out to be like the second coming of God. I don't want to go into the whole Norm Macdonald thing, which is fine. You know what happens when people die? People just start going into auto mourning. He was the greatest thing. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's some funny things I get, but that's not the point. The point is simply this. In my world and what's going on right now, there's Elon Musk, Peter Thiel. We've got other people getting together who are ready to uncork a can of electronic and social media whoop ass that nobody's ever seen before. It's a different world. But the thing is, there are traditions. Let me ask you something. Do you know any reason? Can you think of any reason not to do the pardoning the turkey thing on the White House, whatever? Can you think of any? Michelle Wolf? Yeah. She lasted an hour. She is as funny as stillbirth. Absolutely horrible. But anyway, because their whole thing was like that Samantha Bee thing was just mean. Would any of you ever turn down the pardoning of the turkey? Would any of you turn down the Easter egg roll tradition? Would any of you do, even though it's stupid and everything, the pardoning of the turkey? No. Every president has done this since the beginning of time. So for her to turn down the Al Smith, it's just like, even in Washington, they're saying, oh, you pissed off institutional donors, the money people, showing this, I don't know what it is. No, it's not inside baseball. And the reason why is simply this: she's an idiot. Let me say that again. I don't think you heard me. We use that word idiot. I have never seen an idiot. There have been a few people who I think is an idiot. They're not at this level. Maxine Waters. Hank Johnson. Hank Johnson said that he thought that Guam would tip over. Remember that? Oh, see what they're doing to Matt Gaetz? Two things to watch out for: Matt Gaetz and Bobby Kennedy Jr. Oh, they're having a ball with him. A ball with him. Remember, I told you a while back. Now listen, Uncle Lenny here. This is a guy who's when you've seen your father destroy, this is enough. You're a heroin addict. You're one of 90 kids in your family alone. You're a number. You've been this wild child. You're part of this world of whatever it is. Your family turns on you. He goes through women. He wants as many. Remember all these stories about, he's just, there's something. He's great with his stuff. When he does his things about whatever it is. But I'm telling you, like I told you before, he's a nut. He's a good guy, whatever. But they're already, he can't get near the White House. He can be like an advisor. It's like, okay. He's an advisor. It's like, okay. I heard something one time a while back, very interesting, about a kind of a crush or something between Vivek's wife and Vivek and J.D. Vance's wife. Did you ever hear that one? Nothing big, but just kind of like, oh, that's okay. We can deal with that. But Bobby Kennedy, you can't do this. Don't get near him, Mr. President. Please, not in the White House. He can be an advisor. He can be whatever it is. They've got all these people. They've got all these strange kind of, and they're all, look, you've got Pete Booty Giggity, who has a maternity leave. I don't know if they're doing if they're breastfeeding or whatever the hell they're doing. You got all these freaks. I understand. You're going to say by comparison, it doesn't really matter. But aside from that, but watch that story. It's going. And also Matt Gaetz. Now, Matt Gaetz is a smart guy, but I told you about him. Watch what happens. Remember, don't get too close to him. I mean, we need some serious people. We've got Trump, and I understand that. But understand, get ready to have your reaction when something bad happens and Bobby Kennedy does something and gets caught, or Matt Gaetz. What do you know what you're going to say? Do you have your answer? Never get caught flat-footed. Where's Marjorie Taylor Greene? Where is she? Where is she? I'm just saying, I thought she was good before. She might be good, kind of. I don't know if a lot of people like her. Trump's doing great right now. I want this all to be about Trump. Nobody else. But let me go back to what I'm saying. The thing you've got to understand is that she's a blithering idiot. Do you know if I brought you in? If I brought you in and I say, listen, if I said, hey, Libby Town, hey, by the way, you say Bobby Kennedy for Health and Human Services. Did you just hear what I said? Did Libby, Hun, did you hear what I just said? When he goes to Health and Human Services and some woman claims that he was sexting her pictures of him squatting over a goldfish bowl or whatever it is, or making snail marks on the ground or whatever you want to call it, what are you going to say about that? Have you thought about that? Get ready for it. Get ready for it. If you have him on there, you know he's going to do it. What are you going to say about him? What do you say? I don't know. Doesn't matter. You're just, he knows. I know he's great. He'd be good for, FDA or the, CDC. And he's wonderful. What are you going to do? Oh, look at this one. Gina said this. What about, can we talk about Maui and thousands of kids missing Oprah? Gina, whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to Oprah and the kids? Whatever happened to this? Whatever happened to Oprah buying all this property in Lahaina? Where does this one? What is this story? What about Sean Penn? Remember him? He was a part of this whole thing. I'm with you. Do we just forget about it? Yeah, we forget it. No, Libby says compromise. Libby Town's good. I like your style. But always remember. Always remember. So all you do is simply this. All you do is simply this. You just say, let's say there was a Bobby Kennedy thing. Okay. Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah. Does that mean we get to withdraw the recommendation for Saint? I don't know if anybody's heard for this. If you don't mind, he's working for Health and Human Services. Yeah. I know. I just want to make sure you understand that. All right. Health and Human Services. That's what that's what I'm here for. Not Pope, not Saint, not whatever it is. You understand that? Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen? I'm glad you brought this up. If I got rid of everybody in Washington, and by the way, he's a Kennedy. Do you know how Teddy and Bobby and the father, they ran pimp services out of? Do you know that? Do you know that up to and including that Jackie and her sister, these were, let me tell you something. When you see somebody walking like on the old Route 3, hey, girly, cheap. You know the difference between her and Pamela Harriman and the girls at lunch and the Babe Paleys and all these people? They're the same. They're the same. Trump's got to be ready. If I got rid of everybody, or if nobody in Washington, every freak, degenerate, pederast, catamite, paraphile, undinist, a phebophile, hebophile, chronophile, gerontophile, name it. Anybody into frottage or my God, what is going on here? I'm frozen. Did you see that? I was just frozen. That was so attractive. Did you see that? What the hell is that? So anyway, but that's a good point. Whatever happened with this Oprah? By the way, aside from that, who is Oprah? Who is Oprah? I wish somebody would say, excuse me, do me a favor. Who the hell is Oprah? Does she sing? Does she dance? Does she act? Well, she was in Color Purple. Okay, that was good. She's got her girlfriend, which is fine, Gail. Anybody seen Stedman? Anybody seen Stedman? By the way, Katie talks about Maxine Waters. I think Maxine's pretty stupid. Hank Johnson's still the best about Guam tipping over. But it's hard to find somebody really, really as stupid as this one. Freedom says, I Trump will get us back on track. But as far as the B identity criminally family, and all who screwed him over, nothing will happen. I like this. Let me see if I can. Trump will get us back on track. But as far as the be identity criminally found, freedom, you make me work for it, and I thank you. I thank you. I can see this right there. Ding, ding. I would have a movie. Remember the Wind Talkers? Remember Wind Talkers? They had like the Mojave. They would translate into, I would have you forget Enigma, touring and all that. I can see the Russians or the Germans saying, I don't understand what they're saying. Is that the man? Is that the man? Freedom? Yes. What is he saying? They intercepting his transmissions. I don't understand them. And they're in English. They're in English. And I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. They're planning something about the word, the patterns that he uses. I don't understand. What are they? The letters, numbers, what? I can't understand the Kamala. This is the accents. I don't understand. You're not going anywhere. Anyway. Now, my friend, not the future, not the past president. So anyway, dear friends, I want you to sit back. Are you talking to friends of yours? Mrs. L and I were tooling about, and we're going through our thing, and we're saying, well, there's no signs here. And then we turn the corner, and this other little town is like, okay, there are the Harris, whatever sign. I saw one Trump sign, said Trump 2024, no Vance mentioned. Have you noticed how boring the Kamala signs are? Sometimes they say walls, sometimes they don't. Now, October the 1st, I believe, October the 1st is the first debate between Tampon Tim, and Vance. That is going to be the worst thing you've ever seen. I would love if all of a sudden Vance were to say, you know what, baby? Sometimes it be like that. Excuse me? I'm sorry, what was that? Did I what? Did you just what? No, it's okay, Mr. Vance. No, I just your voice. What about it? No, the problem that we have to recognize as part of our commitment to the American people is that homebornness got about the mama Creole. Excuse me? I'm sorry. What? You don't mind if I break into Blinglish, do you? You have a problem with that one? Why is that a problem? I don't understand that. I mean, I wish it was, please tell me you can't do that. But she does that. Well, she's black. Well, can I do this? What would she do? If she's around it, why are there there's no Indian support, no Indians anywhere, South Asian, nowhere. Remember when she was on that morning show and they said, you're Indian? Well, kind of, a little bit Indian. So anyway, dear friends, the stories. Oh, a couple of things. Have you noticed the Taylor Swift help has been nothing? Hasn't it been? Have you seen, honey? It's in reverse. It's lost its momentum. A lot of people are saying we don't like what you've done. She's still trying to figure out what to do because this kind of an arranged boyfriend girlfriend thing, whatever, was leaked. Because you know the story about Taylor Swift. I don't think I have to tell you about that. I think you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You don't believe all this. What is she, about 48 years old? Is she doing this I'm just saying. And her whole thing is she writes these songs of thing about how I'm terrible with relationships. I don't get along with anybody. I have a difficult time in finding the right person. I'm miserable. I'm terrible. And then she turns around and says, yo, but by the way, I think Kamala is terrific. You know the story behind her, right? You know that, right? And you know the story behind Diddy, right? You know what that's about, don't you? Did you ever do that? You see what I just said? You filled in the blank, didn't you? Did I say anything? No. What do you think I meant just now? What do you think I just meant? What do you think I just meant? It's the most incredible thing in the world. Do this. You can say, I think you know the story about her, right? And you'll say, oh, really? Oh, yeah. I always thought so. It's obvious. What? Whatever you want. She is the phoniest thing ever. Brian says, I don't pay attention to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that more than you will ever know. One day I'm going to do a whole thing called, and here's my favorite non sequitur comments in any event. Speaking of which, my friends, please, I ask, beseech, importune, beg, ask you to let me talk to you about our great and our noble, our wonderful sponsors. Preparewithlionel.com. Prepare. Did you see this? Have you seen this yet? This is the best emergency food source there is. Preparewithlionel.com. I have the info. Huh? Okay, yeah, okay. It's preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. It's simply this. One day, you're going to realize it's hit the fan. And you're going to go to the store, and they're going to say, uh-oh. We see it all the time. Whenever there's a snowstorm, or you got a hurricane or whatever, they always send these poor people out. Have you seen these? They look at the various shelves, and they're empty. And remember during COVID? Remember during COVID remember the toilet paper was gone? Saying, why is the toilet paper gone? I don't understand that. What do you think? What does COVID do to you? Just saying. Then there was this thing whenever there's a snow or a problem or inclement weather, they always have milk and bread for some reason, milk and bread. So if you're stuck inside a house, nothing better than a bunch of lactose intolerant, constipated people on Wonder Bread and milk. Not a good idea. You know what I mean? Inside could get dangerous. So one day, when one store closes and then the other store closes, and the people are starting to freak out, and then the local news organizations are talking about tempers rising. Because remember, years ago, remember at Best Buys, do they have that anymore? Remember Black Friday, they were like killing each other. They would want to kill each other to buy a TV. And so anyway, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Best deal right now is a 4-week supply. You can, just as a great entry level, 4-week emergency food kit, save $50 when you order today. Okay. And the second one is our good friend, mypillow.com/Lionel, Mike Lindell. You know him, you love him. Right now, as we speak, there's the blowout sale. Good news, Kamala. The blowout sale. $14.99. Regularly $50. You save about $30. $14.98. Standard MyPillow, limit 10. The MyPillow bed sheets. It goes on and on and on. Just see this and you'll think, oh my God. From the privacy of your own home. Sent to you, American made, by this lovely and beautiful man. The lovely Mr. Mike Lindell. MyPillow.com. Promo code Lionel. MyPillow.com/Lionel. And don't forget the 26th at the cutting room. I'll be there. You've got the link there for that. Oh, by the way, questions here. Anybody Costco fan? I don't know if you like Costco. Is what do they have Sam's Club still, or I never got into that. But Costco is. I maybe you can help me with this. Trader Joe's or whatever. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what the big deal is, but that's okay. There are people who go crazy with Trader Joe's. Okay. I like Whole Foods. That's me. But Mrs. L and I walked in today, and there's something about that place that we park as far away. Have you noticed these real fat people driving around sometimes for like maybe an hour to park 5 feet closer? Have you seen this? This, I want to pull them out of their car and say, walk. It's just over here. It's not even, it's nothing. Why are you driving around? Why are you doing this? Look at you. Everybody's got thongs. Everybody's got flip-flops. Everybody, I'm telling you, and they're buying toilet paper and water. Their hydration is not a problem. In any event, we walk in, and they have the TVs. Have you ever noticed this? Have you ever noticed this? Have you noticed why the TVs always look better? You look at this and you go, oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Have you noticed that? And then you get the TV home and you say, it looks okay. Well, that's all right. It looks so much better in the store. Why is that? Why do you think? Oh, look at this. I like this one too. Veteran Heart says, I don't understand the mile-long lines and drive-thrus either. I don't understand why people are waiting in line for gas. I don't know how much more you're saving on gas, but it's like the lines are. Anyway, have you noticed this? And you say, why do these TVs look so great? Why? Lighting, maybe? Donna says, is it lighting? Good question. Nope. Why do you think it is? Why do you think it is? Ambient lighting? Nope. What do you think it is? Nick Nightingale says, walk like an Egyptian for no reason. I have no idea what he's talking about. But that's Nightingale for you, because he's out of his mind and we love him. Why do you think it is? The reason is because this isn't a cable. They're not hooked up to cable. This is a deliberate feed, a dedicated feed that goes right into it from a video source. You're not picking up on cable. This is a source that goes right into the TV. Your TV will look great too, but you're getting cable or getting into the box or getting into whatever it is. It's a different story. But I love that. How about these women? Closed circuit, sort of. I think Nancy Lorenz is onto something. We used to call it closed circuit, but it's the same thing. How about these women who have these little, those little paper like cups, like when you used to lose a tooth or something. It's like they put this, or a pill. You'd be at the hospital or take a pill. There's this little, like a little shot glass sort of, but it's paper. And there's this woman there. She says, "Thank you for coming to the probiotic and evaluated digestion and diabetes." I'm thinking, what? What is this? And she hands me this thing. I'm thinking, what the hell is this? And the sign, I don't think it was saying, what is this? God for the probiotic or what is the diabetes will make a. I'm sorry. And I'm thinking, why am I asking her? It's one, whatever this thing is, it's not going to kill me. But this is her job. And they're handing these things out and they have the hairnet. And I love the people. Sometimes when they're real tired, they're just handing these things out and they're not even trying. Buy a pocket of 5, family set, 10 for 1, 2 to 1. You can fry it, you can microwave it. Just take it. What is it? I don't know. Somewhere. Comes in 3 sizes. Is my shift over there? Keep going. Okay. Comes in 3 sizes, family deluxe. Last a lifetime. Don't forget the rebate code. What is it? I don't know what it is. And you're wondering, what am I eating? And people are eating this stuff. They go, this is fantastic. What is it? I have no idea what. There used to be these little They had it in our store. These women would show up and they have a little card table. Remember a card table? Did you have the card table and the thing? We open up the leg like this leg, and you set it down kind of wobbly. Anyway, they had the card table with a little thing and a frying pan, and it was hooked up. And she had Jimmy Dean sausages, and she'd have it on a plate with a toothpick. It smelled great. And you'd have this little tiny bit, this Jimmy Dean. That was it. And it was the greatest. Go, this is fantastic. This is the greatest thing. I got to have it. Can I get a case of this? And there was something about it. I don't know what it was. Last thing I want to tell you, this is Ellen. I dropped off to get a bite to eat. And there were these 3 young men, African-American, eating. One guy had a bag. I didn't recognize it. It was a la Louis Vuitton, sort of. Johnny Maz says, obese people with handicap license plates. Yuck. Yeah. And you wonder maybe, but they will use that as the, and by the way, we're not ragging on the obese, but sometimes, there's nothing wrong with them. You can walk a little bit in any event. This guy had on gold chains, white platinum watch, platinum rings, dripping in diamonds. Now, it looked legit. If it's fake, I don't think so. But it was very, and I thought, I was mesmerized by this. Why are they there? If what they have is real, it must be worth. What do you think if all that was real? What do you think? $500,000? At least. It's just one of those weird things. And I want to tell you one more thing. One of the things I love about life sometimes is I don't know why. But there's something about people. See, in New Jersey, diners are a special thing. They're not what you. Diners for me growing up are like some greasy spoon thing. That's not Jersey at all. They're another thing. And every now and then you'll see somebody who's been there for a long time. Her name is like Midge, Madge, Trixie, Dot. Those names. They're like perfect. She's been there forever. And they spend a lot of time on her hair and the bouffant. And maybe her eyes. She really, really, she's been there for a long time. How you doing, hon? Very, very. You want some more coffee, hon? I love these people. This woman had eye makeup, mascara. Instead of a dark line, it was a white line. I was mesmerized. I wanted to just stare and say, how did you do that? And why did you do that? I could have just said, I just wanted, there's something about people where you look and you say, wow. Then there was a woman next to us. She was, I don't know, 210, 220, big, probably younger than we were, but she just was not in the best of shape. And on her arm, she looked like her grandmother. She's got this tattoo. And I want to know, when did you get this? And look at it. Look at it. And it looks like a bruise. It's fat. I know. I'm the only one who thinks about this. Why did you get this? What were you thinking? How drunk were you? Andrew says, I had a patient eat a dishwasher pod thinking it was a food sample at Costco. Oh my God. Remember when they were doing the old food pod things? Oh, wow. Or they have these challenges. See, I could see that as being a real interesting Costco. How much money they make? And by the way, one more thing, because I think this is fascinating. The food court at a Costco is the price of admission right there. Hot dogs that are kind of like turning around, and pizza that looks, and they're just That's all I want to say. My friends, please follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. And I mean that sincerely. Andrew T, Johnny Maz, the Spaz, Freedom, thank you, George Keene, Bobby Dowd, Crypto Domini, we love you, Marianne Fagioli, Charisse, remember Sid Charisse? Probably before you said. Sid Charisse married to Tony Martin, wasn't it? Tony Martin, yeah. Frank, just goes by the name Frank. Thank you so much, George Keene. Kelly McKinnon, everyone. Assunta Madonni. Grazie mille. Bobby Dowd. Andy Armour. Bimmy Bean, ladies and gentlemen. Pilgrim Media. Let me see who was here. And that's it. And that's it. And that's enough. We thank you immensely for your kindness, for your support. And now we're going to finish. Are you done with that Menendez thing? Yeah. The Menendez story. No, watching it, finishing it. Oh, watch it. It's on Netflix. It is about the Menendez brothers. It will blow your mind. Remember that one? Blow your mind. There's a kid with a tube, and the things they said about their parents, the people who came forward and said that's exactly what happened. Absolutely incredible. And I remember at the time saying, why did they do? Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But if you're watching Netflix, it's really worth a consideration. All right, dear friends, thank you. Have a great and a glorious night. Remember, we're going to win this thing. We're going to win this thing if the good Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. And I do not understand, I cannot explicate the degree of elation that I will feel on that day when I say, so help me God. So help me God. That was the oath, right? Are you sure? Yes. Are you can I get excited now? Yes. Because I won't be able to exhale until it is official. And I hope that he does the swearing in immediately. Immediately. And everything else after that is pro forma. I think that's kind of the way it is. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. And don't forget, as we always end with this valedictory, this sayonara, this adios. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya.